Hi and welcome to another tutorial. In this one I'm gonna show you how to make really nice snare, kind of a short snare like Koan Sound has. And this snare is really good for drum and bass, dubstep or glitch hop. I guess it's really good for anything, so this is like the third time I'm making this tutorial because I always say something really stupid that doesn't make any sense. And I hope I won't say something like that this time. And if yes, then I'm just gonna leave it that way because I'm really tired of repeating the process. So let's get started. So the first and most important thing is to choose the right snare, and I'm using Vengeance sample pack, and there are some really good samples. I'm using the dubstep sample pack. And if you don't have this one and you don't have money to buy it, and you don't know how to download it from torrents, which you should, then you can actually download the snare from the description. But just this one, you should really buy or download some sample packs that are really good. Because without good sample packs, you will make shitty music. I mean, really, sample packs are pretty important. So this snare will be free anyway, so that's not a problem. But you should really get some proper snares. And if you don't want to use this snare, you can also find a different one, sounding similar to this one. And this is the waveform, so it should look something like this. If you find snare like this, you don't need Vengeance for this. I mean, there is a lot of different sample packs that has really nice snares. For example, Prime Loops, and I'm sure there is a lot of free ones. I got one on my channel, but I don't think there are snares like this. This is like a dubstep snare, I guess. It's in the dubstep sample pack, so look for some dubstep snares and we will change it to something different. So let's get started with this. We got it on FX4. The snare is sounding like this. Let me just turn off the limiter at first. And add maximizer to make it sound more loud. So this is the snare. We got it on FX4. We open up our mixer and start adding some effects. If you don't have 3D loops, you can still make this effect happen in other DAW. So let's first add an EQ too, and we're just gonna lower the low frequencies, and we're just gonna play with this parameter, and we put it all the way down, which makes this. That means you don't have to boost the 2 or 3 the other frequencies. You don't have to boost them because this one does it itself. And this is pretty much it. We can actually move it a bit on these around, I don't know, where is it, around 200 or something like that. I think it's around 200. So boost the frequency around 200 and just cut off all the low frequencies to make more space for a kick or the bass, whatever. So after the EQ it sounds like this. Without it sounds like this. Just a small difference, but it makes a lot better. It makes everything a lot better. See, this is it. This is what I was talking about. Something that doesn't make sense, but well, actually, we should probably shorten the snare because it's pretty long. I mean, you hear the release of the snare is pretty long. So what we're gonna do is pretty easy. This knob is actually fade out. It says out, but it's fade out, so it's gonna lower the volume, and so we're gonna move it, and it's already shortened. And this works fine. I think this is the right position. And you obviously, if you're using different snare, you want it differently. So do what your ears say. And the next effect we're gonna add is 3D wave shaper, which is kind of like a distortion, but it doesn't sound distorted, it just sounds more louder and fuller. And so we can add the wave shaper and move the curve up like this. That's all we're gonna do actually, and it makes a big difference. You hear it? So much louder. And the last effect is reverb. We're gonna add reverb and change reverb knob. I don't know actually what it exactly is, but I'm just gonna change it. You can play around with your own. You can move your knobs differently than I do. It's just how I like it to sound. You hear the reverb, it's kind of nice, and that's actually the snare. It sounds really good, doesn't it? I mean, this is without the effects, and this is with the effects. And here is some example with what I made with the snare. So I'm using the same snare here. It sounds a bit different because I added sound goodizer to it, but either way it's the same snare. And this is what I made with it. So I guess that's pretty nice, and I really like it actually. And I also duplicated the snare and added new reverb to it to make this one effect, which is here. And you obviously can find your own ways in making the snare, using the snare in more creative way. And I hope you learned something new, and I hope you will use this snare. And if yes, you can also send me a video response with the snare used in the song. So thanks for watching and goodbye.